Welcome back to TorahAnyTime viewers. In the spirit of the next upcoming holiday, which is coming up pretty fast if you think about it, in less than a month we will be, Im Yirtzeh Hashem, celebrating the holiday of Pesach, Passover. So with that in mind, we'd like to now start a series on the halachot and customs of Pesach so that everyone could be adequately prepared and hopefully have a thorough review of all of the pertinent halachot, laws and customs regarding the upcoming Pesach holiday. And hopefully if you tune in every day, you'll be very well versed in what has to be done in preparation for and during the actual holiday of Pesach. So there's a Gemara in Masechet Pesachim Davav. The Gemara tells us in page 6 of Masechet Pesachim that 30 days before the holiday of Pesach, one must start to learn and inquire about the laws of Pesach. So the Mishnah Berurah actually, and other Acharonim, Maran Bet Yosef also says that this is a halakha that one must start learning 30 days before Pesach about the holidays of Pesach. It's actually a law that's specific to the holiday of Pesach. Whereas regarding the other holidays of Sukkot, Shavuot, since they do have halachot that have to do with the holidays as well, of those holidays as well. However, since the halachot are not so numerous, so it suffices to start learning the halachot of those holidays a few days or maybe a week before, and that will be enough. However, the Gemara tells us a special halacha that regarding the halacha of Pesach, that the laws are so tedious and numerous, a person must start learning 30 days before the holiday of Pesach. Maran Bet Yosef in Siman Tav Kaftet, in chapter 429, Maran Bet Yosef asks a question. He says, this Gemara of starting to learn the laws of the holiday of Pesach 30 days before the holiday, actually seems to contradict another Gemara in Masechet Megillah, page 32. The Gemara over there says that Moshe Rabbeinu instituted for the Jewish people that they should expound, explain, learn the laws of Pesach on Pesach, the laws of Shavuot on Shavuot, and the laws of Sukkot on Sukkot. But from that Gemara we see that the only obligation of learning the laws of Pesach is actually on the holiday of Pesach. So why does the Gemara in Pesachim tell us that there is an obligation to learn the halachot of Pesach starting from 30 days before Pesach? So Maran Bet Yosef answers this contradiction in two ways, but one of his answers is that really the obligation of learning the halachot of Pesach only applies on the day of Pesach, on the holiday of Pesach itself. And what's meant by the Gemara that says that a person must start learning the halachot of Pesach 30 days before, that's not regarding the general populace of the Jewish nation. That's regarding rabbis who are halachic authorities and answer questions, halachic questions. And the Gemara tells us that if two people come to ask the rabbi a question, one asks a question about a matter at hand, and one asks a question about a matter that's not at hand, so the rabbi has an obligation to answer the person who asked him a question about a matter at hand. Therefore, the Gemara comes to teach us, when do the halachot of Pesach turn into being considered a matter at hand? The Gemara tells us it turns into a matter at hand 30 days before Pesach. And that's why when a person comes to ask a rabbi a Pesach-oriented question, if it's already 30 days before the holiday of Pesach, it's considered a matter at hand, and the rabbi must answer this fellow's question. However, according to this, and based on what Maran actually rules in Shulchan Aruch, there is no obligation for anybody besides for halachic authorities who are answering questions if they have other set study things, which means that they're busy studying other aspects of Torah, not necessarily the laws of Pesach. Even when the 30 days of Pesach, 30 days before Pesach begin, so there is no obligation to stop one's regular learning session in order to start learning the halachot of Pesach. It's a beautiful thing to do. If a person can add it into his daily study routine, that would be great, like we're trying to do on TorahAnyTime.com through the help of our great friends who run the site. However, if a person has a regular study routine in any other one of the books of the Torah, a person need not stop this daily study routine to start learning the laws of Pesach. However, the Mishnah Berurah in his Be'ur Halacha, he brings down that many poskim argue on this opinion of Maran HaShulchan Aruch, as well as the Ran Rabbeinu Nisim, and they hold that even for people who are not rabbis, not halachic authorities, even for regular laymen, there is a special obligation starting from 30 days before the holiday to start learning the laws of the holiday, the upcoming holiday of Pesach. And this is going to be the halacha for the Ashkenazim. However, Maran Rav Ovadia Yosef in his Yabia Omer in Chelek Bet, Volume 2, he speaks lengthily to defend the psak of Maran HaShulchan Aruch as well as the Ran, and he says that unless a person is a rabbi and answering halachic questions, a person need not stop his daily study routine and only learn the halachot of Pesach. However, it's definitely a nice thing to do if a person can add it in, and this is what we're trying to accomplish here on TorahAnyTime.com by beginning this series on the halachot of Pesach. Interestingly enough, we'll end with this point, that when do these 30 days before Pesach begin? This 30-day period before Pesach, when does it begin? It's actually machloket among the poskim. However, the halacha is that this 30-day period before Pesach actually starts from the day of Purim. So if a person comes and asks a rabbi a Pesach-oriented question on the day of Purim, he must answer him because this is now considered a matter at hand. Interestingly enough, let's say a rabbi on Purim day is approached by two fellows. One asks a question about Purim itself, and one asks a question about Pesach. Now they're both matters at hand. So which one must be answered first? Obviously, the rabbi must answer first the fellow who asked the question regarding Purim, because this is he's asking about the laws of the day, and he can't neglect the person who asked a question about Pesach because now it's a matter at hand, and he must answer him too. But he only answers the Pesach related question only after he has first addressed the Purim related question. So this is the halacha for today. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to refer to the comment box on the bottom of the video screen. Baruch Adonai la'olam, amen v'amen.